The rules of this game are simple.
Okay.
Be aware of the consequences.
No, never.
So, today we had a special live stream because we're gonna be going a little bit deeper in some of your favorite quotes. We asked yesterday about it, and it came a lot of quotes, and many of you also chose the kind of the same ones. So I just wanted to put this that had the most into this live stream. So yeah, thank you so much for being here today. It's very, very cool. Killy is here with me. Say hello, Killy. He's a bit tired, right? But it's a good snuggle. And yeah, where do you want to go, Killy? I think he wants to go. He doesn't want to be with us in the live streaming. No, alright, anyhow. Was he the voice for Lil Cutie? He's kind of Lil Cutie, right? Alrighty. So, like I said, today we're gonna have this a bit emotional, a bit philosophical, and a little bit dark live stream. And feel free to drop your favorite quote of the game if you want to get a little bit deeper into that. That will be very, very cool to hear from you also. Silky says, I've been so high for this all day. Yeah, me too. Whee! And yeah, it's just very, very cool to you know, this year we turn 10 years in August. Yes, August. Since we released Fran Bow. It's so long time ago, and it really changed our lives in many ways. And yeah, I just want to, you know, thank you all for being supporting us all of these years. I know that some of you have been with us from the very beginning, when we were like with Isaac, we were just two dreamers and wanted to really just make games that had a deeper meaning. Especially, you know, if you know a little bit about ourselves, we do come with a little bit of everything little, a background with trauma and a few of quite dark moments in our lives. And you know, life is always up and downs, right? And I think some of the hardest moments also being those that have taught me very much about life, and I'm very appreciative of the dark side of our lives, because I feel like there's some poetry there's some value, and it shows the complexity of our beings. So that's why Fran Bow for me, it's very, very deep still in my life. And I feel like I said, we're just gonna jump into the quotes that we chose for this live stream. And as I said, feel free to send your favorite ones in the chat. And yeah, thank you very much for being here today. So let's dive into it. And the first one is, between guilt and fear, I choose happiness. And for you that have already played Fran Bow, you know where this one comes. And when if we go like we can go deeper into the quote itself, between guilt and fear, right? There's a lot to unpack here, because guilt and fear both are very, very heavy feelings, right? Based on guilt, we sometimes choose to do or say things that maybe we don't feel too good about it afterwards, or we just carry this kind of, this feeling. Have you felt guilty? It's kind of it really sits on your body, right? It's kind of, if I can put words into where it sits in the body, I feel it like from the throat towards the breasts and the stomach, right? It's like it goes like a deep way, and normally it is connected because we have somehow kind of crossed the line in our values, or we have made somebody else feel quite badly, right? And so yeah, it's not an easy feeling to carry around. But guilt, for me, still a very beautiful feeling. It's just about listening what it's trying to say, right? What it's trying to say to yourself. What boundary did I cross? And it's just a signal in our bodies to kind of connect again with ourselves and our deeper values, those that make us feel like good about ourselves and good about, the person that we are. So that's why guilt comes up. It just takes over us because of the disconnection between who we are, who we want to be, and the action that we made. And if we go then to fear, how does it feel? Do you have like any parts of your body that gets activated with it? Oh, for me, fear, it's kind of a freezing sensation. It's really, because we do have, all humans, different ways of acting towards fear, right? But fear, it feels like this, the other side of love. It's kind of, it is just so, it's a very gray zone where maybe you don't know how to act, or you just want to get away from something because it's just not feel good inside. And so fear can act in different ways as well, and it is also, like I said before, a signal from your body. It's just telling you something. And I believe that fear, it's one of those feelings that can be most misunderstood, because I kind of Lafayette says that neck and shoulders, yes, it's like right. And Silky says that it's heavy and weak. Yes, the stomach, everything gets activated, right? So when we can understand why we feel the fear, I think that's the most cool thing that we can see about ourselves. When something, because feelings, if we just go a little bit back about that, feelings are signals in our bodies, all right? And they bring with them a meaning, and we don't necessarily need to react about that, about the feeling in itself. We can just look at it from a little distance and kind of understand why it's making us, what happened that make us activated this feeling, right? And so fear also comes with a lot of things that we learn throughout our lives. Just a little example. when I was very, very young, I was in the beach, and it came a very huge wave on me, so I kind of was taken by the sea a little while. I was rescued right away, but after that I completely got this fear of water, and for many years I've been struggling about that, right? Even taking a shower sometimes could be like very painful because the water is there. But with years I just kind of try to become friends with water, and I understand why that fear came to be, right? Because it was kind of a traumatic experience, but the water in itself or the waves in themselves, they're not scary. I mean, with respect to the waves, right? And if you are a very little person that you don't understand much about life yet, these traumas can become something that you carry your whole life. And yeah, so fears can be somehow taught, and we also can kind of turn the page on them as well, and not allow them to be a kind of activator of the reaction in yourself, if that makes sense for you. So yeah, so guilt and fear, that we have these two feelings, right? So between feeling the guilt and the fear, Fran instead says I choose happiness, which is amazing and beautiful and very, very inspiring. A funny thing that happened when I was writing this final line, I sent it to read to other people, and I got one answer where it questioned why did I wrote it like this, like between guilt and fear I choose something maybe between guilt and fear, you know. But that was kind of the idea in there, to see that sometimes we have two choices in life, and this comes like with the creative power that Fran has, right? That create stuff and solve the issues that presents in her way. So I choose happiness is mainly this idea of, yeah, I know I have these two choices, but I choose to create my own path, and that path guides us to happiness and to feel more, yeah, connected to ourselves, and more understandable that we don't need to go with the fear and the guilt. So yeah, for me it's like it's a quote that I enjoy very much still, even after these 10 years since I wrote it. But it's really a very hopeful way of seeing things, especially if you get stuck sometimes between the fear and the guilt. Because like I said, feelings are always, you can learn from them. Always take a little step back and don't allow them to be your reactor somehow. So there it was, between guilt and fear. How do you like it? Are you feeling hyped? Are you feeling inspired? Is it something? Did your heart connected to this? So yeah, there we have it, the first one. The second one, it's a little bit darker, and it comes from A Little Misfortune. This is kind of the dark kind of humor and sadness combined. Have you played Little Misfortune? Yes or no? Is it? So we have hang himself.
Like a piñata? Should I hit him like a piñata? Osh, 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 osh.
It is a yeah, it is a dark one. Quite so dark. Can we talk about this in a live? I don't know. But, well, if we get reals, you know, these kind of things happen. And if we talk about mental health, then we can go very deep into this, right? There's so much unbalance in our brains. And nowadays, for what I understand, it has to do a lot with the quantity of things that there are around us. It's like the other day I was in a course because I have been diagnosed with ADHD about, it's gonna be like 2 years ago, and this answers a lot of things that I've been struggling with. But the thing is that this person said that if we were to just imagine that we travel like a few hundred years in the back, we wouldn't have all these things, right? Like just sitting here with you guys from other parts of the planet is already incredible. I love technology and all that, but yeah, we tend to get very drawn into it, and our brains become so heavily stimulated, right? So our nature, I don't think we have the right tools everywhere, you know, in schools or at work to kind of manage this amount of technology and new stuff coming all the time. So I think I hope that you have a balanced relationship with all these things. It's good to take a day off from being on internet, for example, and just look at the birds and do something connected to yourself as well. Just hear your breathing, all this kind of stuff can help us to connect to ourselves. So, but yeah, the thing that I wanted to say, hung himself
Like a piñata. Should I hit him like a piñata?
So it's quite personal, really. There's a background in our family where many people have killed themselves, and that also it's a topic that we kind of talk about it, but it is difficult. It is difficult to dig deeper into it, and sometimes it feels a little bit kind of, it eases a little bit when you can connect it to a little bit of humor, not to make it something to laugh about, because it's not about that, right? It's about being able to understand like the nature of humans, that we can get really 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 disconnected from our bodies and reality, and opt for these outcomes. It's quite sad. It's not easy to understand why a person would do this, right? Especially if we don't allow to talk to each other, especially in families. Sometimes I feel like we're afraid of talking about how we are feeling and how we really are inside, because there's so much pressure about the outside world, or that we need to be like always happy and all that, or stuff like that. So I think it makes it difficult, but I love to be able to have this kind of technology to open up about it, and at least put a little point there that it's completely normal to feel these up and downs in life. And in the downs, it is important to be brave enough to just open up and ask for help. Ask for help sometimes can feel very difficult, right? We are taught to be very sufficient, and we need to do everything by ourselves. And I've been there many times. It is still a bit difficult for me even to ask for help, but I am doing it because I know how how lonely it can feel when we are completely in the dark. And yeah, if we don't speak up, if we don't show really what we are feeling, it's really difficult for others to understand, especially if everybody are on this very hectic life right now. Whoa, right? So yeah, I hope that that this kind of can that's where it comes from, this little story in Little Misfortune, and just this idea of her seeing this as a 8-year-old. When Isaac and I were writing this story, we really just wanted to be our most childish selves. We do see things completely different. We don't have this kind of taught social boundaries where you can't say certain things and such, but a child doesn't have that, and I love that openness, and I wish that more grown-ups were like that, because we never really stop being that little person. It's just a space in our timelines in our lives, right? But we are still somewhere that person that was 8 years old. So I love to connect to that part of me a lot. And yeah, it is a little bit ruthless and more, it says the things like how they are. So yeah. Somebody's asking if I'm Chilean. Yes, sí, soy chilena. All right, let's wrap this one up. Do you have any questions about this? And like I said, if you feel like you need talk to somebody about your mental health, open up. And if you feel like there's not much people around you that are open to listen to you, or that you feel that they don't listen to you, and there's always in all countries different spaces where you can turn. I cannot give you like specifics, because I live in Sweden, and that's all I know. But yeah, there are for sure places where you can turn to and talk about stuff. There you go. I'm talking so much. That's the idea of a live stream, I guess. Oh, so I'm gonna drink a little bit of the coffee that I have here. All right. Then what is your most favorite games from Killmonday Games? And this question have been asked every day, every single post that we made on social media. Your question is always the same. Are we doing a new game? And yes, we are doing a new game. We haven't said what it is yet, because if you look in our history, we have said many times, many games that we haven't been able to deliver, and we feel the shame. And now we just want to present to you when the game is more complete, both respect to you guys and yes, it really keeps us a little bit more, in that, oh my gosh, we're gonna release this, we're gonna reveal it. Yes, sometimes. I don't want to say soon, because then Isaac and Linda may be annoyed, but who knows? What I can tell you is that we have been working on it for over a year now. So, and we are now on, that in game development, we have like several steps to go through, and there's prototyping, there's pre-alpha and alpha and beta, and then the release. And at the moment we just finished the pre-alpha. So things are going. I am very, very excited about this game. And yes, just today I've been working on it, and oh, sorry, the coffee gave me some burps. I just can't wait to show you. I've been having lots of fun making it. And Isaac is also very excited. So yeah. And it feels like if we look back, has been so long time since we released a game, because it was Misfortune. It was a few years now. I don't even remember. Yeah, many years. And you know that we also started to do other games, and we had this bigger company, and all that kind of didn't work out, and we were in that stage for about 3 years. So 3 years kind of, we learned so much. That's a lot of jammy stuff that I was able to learn, and Isaac as well. But yeah, sadly we didn't manage to have a team, and now that it's just Isaac and I again doing the game, it's kind of, it's meant to be, you know. It just go forward, and I'm very hyped. So yeah. But anyhow, so Celine, she's asking about the Fran Bow DLC. I think the new game that we're doing, it's gonna make you forget everything that we have said. We are working on a new game, so just stay tuned. And by the way, by saying this, stay tuned. If you go to killmondaygames.com, there is a newsletter you can subscribe to. On that newsletter, we're gonna keep you updated for the new projects that we are making, the new projector we're making, and the activities that we do. We sometimes do giveaways or challenges and other fun stuff, so you can get, you know, like fancy merchandise. Yeah. So you know, so you go to killmondaygames.com and you subscribe to the newsletter, and you get the news. All right. So there you go. We go to the next quote, and this one is from Fran Bow, and yeah, don't be afraid, we always fall, and after the pain, we will always rise. Right? Who can feel this one? Oh, my nose. It's like the burping and the nose coming everything out. Cringe feels like it kind of touches, right? Yeah, Celine too. And Clay Popping Tung also says, I love this line. So I just feel like this line talks, yeah, like, wait, the music in the background is like very hyping. Do you hear it? Do you dance to it? Do you remember that part of the game? Did you play that part of the game in Little Misfortune? I guess it depends if you went somewhere. No, it's not the Kamala Hunt, but that's a good also. This is the competitive dancing, and you are dancing in Little Misfortune, depending on the if you choose Stony or the Sweet Unicorn. Emma says the ADHD is showing. I love it. Yay! All right. So about I forgot this stuff. There was like some effects I could use. So applauses. All right. Let's do this now. Don't be afraid, we always fall, and after the pain, we will always rise. It's Is it too low, the music? I don't know. I just... Maybe there. It's too loud now? Let me know. Have you ever experienced like a total fail in your life? Like had your hopes very, very high on something that you were doing or so, and then it didn't work out at all? Yes. So we know this feeling, right? And I've been talking about failure many times, and yeah, you can go to the Killmonday website again and read about 2023, the end of 2023. For me, that's kind of one of the biggest failures that I've been experiencing, but damn, it made me so strong. I think it just really, it gave so much insight to life, right? And I feel like when I wrote though this line, then it was for Fran Bow, so it was more than 10 years ago. I feel like that's the thing, it keeps happening. We keep failing and we keep rising after that, and feeling that we have learned something, right? That we have become more complete, more wise somehow. So that's that this one, it's kind of a line that can follow us for a long time, I think. And just there to remind ourselves that it will hurt. It will hurt so bad, and it will be dark, and it will be like you feel like there's no more future. But yeah, then days go by, and then you can look back, right? You can look back and appreciate the good things that happen in that experience. And also, I think it's very important to go back sometimes, not to stay there and just think about it super negatively or something like that, because that won't make us wiser. That will just make us more bitter and sad, you know? But if we really go, one thing that I really feel like we need to do when we fail at something is go back and be very gentle to ourselves. Because when we went into this, it could be a project or a relationship or whatever it is that we get into, we go into it with so much love, right? And hope and this kind of happiness feeling, and there's kind of this it's so clear, so it feels so, what's the word that I'm looking for? Yeah, it's just that you're so soft somehow. But not in a bad way, you know, like vulnerable. That's the word. You go into it vulnerable, and you're using your strengths as well into doing this, and then that's beautiful, right? That we dare to something new or so, and that's a feeling that I think it's so worth looking at and staying there a little bit, and be very grateful for ourselves taking those steps. Then the things that maybe the actions that we do regret somehow, or so once again, it's a little bit connected to the first quote that we talked about the guilt, because there's always this idea, I could have done better, but the reality is that we couldn't, and to be okay with that, and to be more grateful again about that now after this experience, now we know. Now we're wiser, right? That's the beautiful part of it. And yeah, so I think it's kind of, I think it's just gonna, it's love a little bit more, even though that something failed, and put more love to yourself into that.
So yes. Alright, so we rise, right?
We are rising and we're becoming more wise. So just go out there and fail as much as possible. It's gonna be okay. You're gonna make it. And yeah, I mean, I think the part that we will regret the most is not to dare to do stuff. And I have like tons of things that I would love to achieve, and I allow this overthinking sometimes to just take over, and I just get paralyzed and I don't do the things because of the fear of failing. And then I remember, hey, but I failed so many times already, so what the hell? So that's kind of, I use also my fails to hype me up a little bit too, because I went through them and I'm okay now, you know?
So yes.
Looks, see, says upcoming game is Benjamin, right? We're not gonna say what our new game is about yet. But who knows? Until you know. We're not gonna say. I just wanna say so bad. Anyhow. Mauro says, in which country is Little Misfortune based off? If somewhere north. Yeah, we live in Sweden, so for Little Misfortune we wanted to have some Swedish kind of backgrounds, and I used a lot of inspiration from this area. So it's a lot based on this little town that we live in, Hedemora, which is, like Stockholm is here and Hedemora is a little bit more upwards, and it's in Dalecarlia. So yeah, it's there, but we haven't really established that any country really in our games, and yeah, we'll see why. All right, so let's go to the next one, right? Are we still hype a little bit about this? How are you feeling? I'm gonna drink a little bit more coffee and get a little bit more hype. Skyso asks, what will the new game be called? We don't have the name yet, because, we're not gonna say yet. Oh guys, you're looking my mug. You love it? I made it myself. Look, it has two sides. Wow. It is an experiment. Do you want to hear about a failure? So I started to do these mugs because I wanted to put them in our shop. If you wanted to have something handmade and like this, very beautiful. Yeah, so I got into ceramics a little bit, and it was very fun. So I got really into it. But yeah, I made like 20 mugs or something, and all of them came out from the oven that you put them in with some weird bubbles, and I am trying to figure out how can I get rid of those bubbles, but they are kind of the glaze outside is kind of a glass thing that you put, and yeah, I don't know how to fix that. So if I can fix it, there will be some of these also available when we open the shop. If it's little disfigured, says Alfie, thank you. That really gives me more hype to fix a little bit these bubbles. Skyso asks, will be a demo of the new game when available? I think so. I mean, we always have done that, and we really appreciate to be able to hear from you when we release a demo. Also, if if you're hype about the whole thing. So yeah. Do you have a close relationship with cats? I love cats. You know that we have 2 cats, right? Baloo and Bobby. They're so sweet. They're very old now, though. It's scary to see them grow old. I don't want to get so dark now. So, how is the pupper? I don't know. He went somewhere else. He didn't want to be. He wanted some privacy, I guess. All right. So this next quote then.
Yikes forever.
Do you feel yikes forever sometimes? Do you feel it in your body? Tinars ask if the new game will be free. We can't make our games free. We can't. Even if we wanted it. It takes so much time for us to create the narrative of our games that it is very difficult to just release them for free. We are gonna release a demo at least so you can try the game. That is of course for free, but the game in itself, we need the money, we need it. But we usually do sales, so if you're low on cash, you can get it on the sale. So yeah, let's go with the yikes forever.
Yikes forever, right?
Why yikes forever? Why do you think this? What kind of feeling is the yikes forever? Disgust, right? Like disgust. Or do you feel like something else for the yikes forever? Inwards cringe. Like, ugh. Yeah. Awkward. Definitely. Quiet butt, I'm being ninja. Oh yeah.
Little butt crack. Be quiet now. This is a ninja mission.
That one also came up, but yeah. I don't know if we can talk about butt quirks in a live stream. Would you like to collaborate with another creator like Steve Gavery? We have talked with Steve, but we never thought about collaborating with anything because we are both very busy with our stuff. He's like a visionary, I'm a visionary, so we want to do our stuff, but we're okay with each other. Store with toys is available. Not at the moment, but we do have plans about opening the shop. So that's why killmondaygames.com, subscribe to the newsletter. We're gonna send you the messages when it's time, so you can also get there before anybody else, right? All right, so let's do this. Yikes forever. Discuss. I will go with discuss, and a little bit of the cringe, of course. It's kind of connected, right? There is kind of a repellent thing about certain concepts around one, like, for example, maybe if you do this, you would excuse me, but I don't like so much when, for example, I see somebody just spotting on the street, like right there. If you do it, don't do it. Why you do it? Like, and then the spot is right there. You could just spot it on another place. Yeah. For me, that is a yikes forever. Yeah. And I think, like, going back a little bit with what was about Misfortune being an 8-year-old, and she's kind of, she's starting to comprehend this world where she's at, right? There's so many things that, oh, did you hear that? The cars, I don't know if you have that in your countries, but there's this kind of car that you drive, and you can just, I don't know how it's called really, but sometimes it's very loud.
Why?
Can we have a peaceful life? All right, so what was I talking about? Yikes forever. I got distracted with the noise of these cars. You see, it disrupts the beautiful minds. So yikes forever. Yes. Yeah, I was talking about the mind of Misfortune, right? Being an 8-year-old, a little girl, just building up her mind, and I find it very cool of her, just being so open with the things that she dislikes. And the Yikes forever, it's kind of a heavy tag to put into something like this. I will not like ever forever, you know, like it's forever the Yikes of this, like very made up your mind. I've decided this is Yikes. So I love that. I really love that feeling of just being decisive what you don't like. It's okay, you don't need to like everything, right? And you can still be a little lady and be very funny and cute. So who identifies with being a little lady? Isaac loves to call himself a little lady as well. It's just, you know, it's the feeling of, like I said, this recklessness and this openness and this kind of being a child, you know, like
I don't. Then give yourself up.
Silk is a little lady. We all are little ladies, says Ace. Yes. Show us new cup again, please. Oh, so this, but yeah, this is just one. And in the back I have the other ones. They are a bit different because this one took me forever to make, and I wasn't able to make this match if I'm working in the game and then being a ceramicer on the other hand. I got to do them a little bit simpler, but everything is hand painted, at least from me. So it was a fun project still. Anyhow, Miss Sanchez asked, when you're gonna release Fran Bow 2? So one thing, everything that we have said in the past, you can go to our website and check killmondaygames.com. The latest one that I wrote was at the end. It's called The End of 2023. Then you're gonna get all the drama that we have been going through. So it's not that long, and it explains everything. And yeah, but we are working on a new game, so and we're very excited about it, and we'll see when we say what it is. So yes, was the end of Fran Bow a part of her imagination? Asked Ace. What do you think, Ace? I'm not gonna answer that. What do you believe in? Will be there more games? Asked Ank. Yes. We have been working on one now for over 1 year, so it's happening. And once again, we have just finished to create the pre-alpha, which it's kind of it's kind of, if we say the game is a cake, then we have 3 layers, and we have done the first layer already, which is amazing because that really puts the whole thing in there, so we can just put it in the oven and make it grow and yummy. Alfie says, I'm so excited. I'm too excited. All right, so are we happy with the Jakes Forever? Did we all get it? Did we all become little ladies?
Just go with Jakes Forever. Yes.
Would Natalia choose Stony or the Sweet Unicorn? I have chosen both, you see? I have them there. I couldn't choose. I chose both, and the reason is I think I have a little video on YouTube explaining this. We have a little special for the little lady. Mr. Voice is also in that video, and we talk about choosing unicorn or Stony. And I still have the same. I mean, the Sweet Unicorn really reminds me so much of the sweetness and the quirky, you know, with the weird eyes it has, and it's so soft. And I love that about myself, and I think we all have that, right? The softness and the quirky and the weird. And then Stony, it's more of the hard one, the one that gets thrown and all that, but still stand. And it's a bit sad, but it's okay. It can take it. So yeah, let's go. Yes, when we have announced the game that we're working on right now, that we have been working for a year now without telling you about anything about it. when we have revealed it, we are planning to, of course, show you more the process, how we have been working. We did this with both Fran Bow and Little Misfortune, and we really want to keep doing that. And so yeah, so that's the thing. We have plans that involves you guys a lot, and we can just wait to start. But yeah, we need to work a little bit more on the game, so give us a little bit time. So let's go with the next one, and this is from Fran Bow, and this is about death and about love, which is, yeah, it's what do you feel with this one? It's like really deep, right? I feel like sometimes death in itself, it's kind of a difficult theme, and I mean, it's obvious we are completely not want to die, right? We don't want that. We want to be here and be alive, and it's completely connected to our biology. I mean, it's just the survival mode, right? It's there. But I do feel like death in itself, it doesn't really need to be just about the end of a life, right? It has to do with the end of a cycle also, and when we talk a little bit before about the failings, and then we rise again, right? And here, what it means really is just that, you know, the feeling, the love is just, it has so many meanings for all of us, different ways, and we have different ways of showing love and all that. But if we disconnect a little bit from our mindsets and what we believe what love is, or what we have been taught what love is, because also that can be different from culture to culture, or, you know, backgrounds that we have. if we just think about what way to explain it best is just to, if we just close our eyes, right? And for example, if we don't think, we just are, and we breathe in, there's this moment of now, which is it's nowhere and it's everywhere. It feels extremely connected to everything. That's for me love. It's kind of being completely submerged in the reality, not what we have in our minds. And when we are in that space, I think we feel love for ourselves, which is, it's completely unconditional. And that love can be felt for a little plant, a little animal, or any person you can just perceive. They're humans. There's kind of, that's love. It's kind of a huge thing that doesn't need words. Does that make sense? But it's really about connected to everything else and just shut a little bit the mind that talks too much. A way that I love to think about our brains, it's that it's like the heart. The heart pumps blood constantly, right? Because it needs to keep us alive. Our brain and our ideas and our thoughts, for me, it's the same thing as the pumping of the brain. It's just happened. And it doesn't mean that that's the whole you. You are the entire body, right? You are your fingers, your heart, your liver, the other parts, your toes and everything. And every little part of your body has their own mechanics, you know? They're just working, and your eyes and your breathing, your lungs, everything is just woo. It's a dance in the whole thing, right? So I think that's kind of what I feel like the brain as well. It's not that we are this, right? And when we can understand that and just really go into the body, it feels like an extremely beautiful connection to nature. I just feel like even the air here in between is just, you know, it connects me somehow to you. We're not in the same space, but we are in the same kind of the veil in this reality. And that for me is love. When you can see that, when you can feel that openness and that freedom, it's kind of amazing. You just feel it. There's no words to describe it. Now I'm just describing it because, yeah, I need to talk to you, but it's so much about this. Just nothing. I love it. So that's what I connect this about death. Death is that disconnection to the whole thing, to the whole reality in itself. It's when you're so disengaged with everything else and with yourself primarily that we start to feel depressed, or that we don't belong, or all these things that, yeah, it has to do with our mental health so much as well. And it's because we listen too much to this little thing that it's constantly talking. So for me, it's a lot about that love in itself. And that's why I when I wrote this, it was so much about the disconnection in itself with yourself and with others, and the reality that it's actually more connected to love than just dying, you know, like, because death is just kind of, we experience death all the time, you know, even when we go to bed and sleep and then wake up, it's like while you are sleeping, then you wake up and it's light again, it's like a new day, it's like it's a cycle of things. But yeah, love and disconnection is just, it's a whole other thing. And then we have all other kinds of love that we can then talk about more, like the romantic stuff and family love or friendships and such. But I think at the end it's kind of the same love, and it has so much respect in it, and a deep understanding of yourself and the others, you know? So,
Well, yeah, that's the thing. Oh.
so let's go. Milanesa Martillo says, you greet me? Yes, I greet you. Hello. Ice says, does that mean we can die many times without knowing we're dying, and if we start disconnecting? Exactly. It's like, for example, I'm just gonna give you an example that I've been experiencing lately, even though I wrote this many years ago. Like, we go through many stuff, right? And in the latest, I've been leaving myself aside so much. And I wasn't being doing things that I really love. I was stressing myself tremendously to also kind of, you know, people please others, and not allow myself to rest or to just take care of myself. Like, sometimes I wouldn't even shower because I would be so overwhelmed. And I think the more you do that, leave yourself aside, you don't take of yourself, it's kind of you're showing yourself no respect, no love, no, you're not connected to yourself to take care of yourself and contain yourself, right? And I think that's kind of it's some sort of death, because it's just, if you also can think about, you know, a plant and its roots, like we are kind of that as well, right? We have our roots, we have our needs, and the more we leave them aside, is we don't have the energy, we cannot bloom. So that's the thing. It's very interesting to see yourself a little bit. I mean, don't go super deep into anything, because at the end it's I mean, that can be more terrible and fall into the guilt trip instead. So be careful with that. But it's good to be insightful, to have respect and boundaries with the things that you need, and of course be very respectful with others as well. Everybody has feelings, everybody has a story, and everybody's just a human. We are imperfect beings, and we're gonna do wrong to others and such, but there's something when we feel more complete, more connected to ourselves, and more in love with ourselves, that it comes to others as well, you know. And that's the thing. Work in that, in containing yourself as much as possible. It's not about being alone and sufficient and all that. It has nothing to do with that. We do need connections, and we do need a hug, and we do need get help sometimes. It's just that there's this intimacy with ourselves that dies very, very quickly if we just I'll do that on some other day. Even though your inside is kind of I want this, or more than want is I need this to feel my energy somehow. Does this make sense? Maybe I'm just very blah, blah, blah philosophy stuff. Emma asks, do you feel connected to your characters in a way? Oh, yes, definitely. It's like, I think I could say that every character is a little part of me, and a little part of all the people that I meet, and the experiences that I have. So definitely, it's they're made of, except for the very fantasy stuff, or who knows, maybe they're true, maybe is everything true. But you know, my inspiration comes from everything that I observe and everything that I experience myself. So yeah, definitely.
Little Misfortune, you know, like a lot.
Limenico asks, like, what experiences? Oh, yeah. Wow, it's like so many parts, right? Now it goes like thousands of pictures in my head about the games. I don't know what to choose. I mean, you know, in even this is kind of a very tiny thing, but you know the when we meet Antonio in Fran Bow, and he has this beetle pig. You remember the beetle pig that we need to end with an axe? Yeah. So the little pigs come from an inspiration that I got. I mean, when I was a little girl, I love to pick up stones, like these huge ones. Maybe like these were big for me when I was a little girl, but when you turn them, there's like this moist earth underneath, and it smells so yummy. So I love to to do that. I still do it if I find, you know, these kind of rocks. But when you turn them, they come out these tiny insects that they roll themselves into balls. Have you seen them? I don't know if you ever gone. But these tiny things, I just drew the beetle pig exactly like that. And it's called beetle pig because in Chile, these insects, they are called, you know, like in layman terms. I don't know the real name of this insect at this moment, I don't remember. But in Chile, we call them chanchitos, which means pig or little pig. And then I mix it with the word beetle, which is more connected to insects. So that's where the beetle pig came, you know? So that's what I mean. I connect so much about the cultures, or for example, Valocas are also very inspired when I moved to Sweden. Isaac's family talks in Finnish, which is not Swedish. And I mean, you could believe that's since they're very close countries, they could sound a little bit alike, but it's not. It's like a total different language. and that got me thinking so much about Valocas in somehow, like a lot of blonde people, you know, like very white hairs and talking in other kind of languages. It gave me that idea of how they look and such. And then, so yeah, like everything comes from little details in life. And for example, Benjamin, he himself came from when we moved with Isaac to this town. We were seeing a fox walk outside our home at 10 p.m. in the evenings, like almost every day. And we got so excited to see the fox because, you know, they're super beautiful creatures. So we were like this, oh, it's the fox again. And then Benjamin came, you know. So Isaac and I started to, you know, just imagine scenarios, because since this Benjamin kind of had a route, right? Why did it came at the same hours and such? It's just a route for hunting for sure, but we would add like everyday happenings and stuff like that, so it became more and more like a character in itself. So yeah, so that's how things get kind of born somehow. It's very exciting. So guys, I'm looking at the time, and yeah, I went a little bit over. And so yeah, it's time for me to go. I'm a bit tired as well. I hope you find this very interesting and that you have fun. I pretty much love to talk about more about the backgrounds of where the inspiration and these quotes that you chose were super good. So thank you so much. And yes, I hope to see you again soon. Many kisses. Bye bye.
The rules of this game are simple.
Okay.
Be aware of the consequences.
No, never.
Misfortune.